Is this the end of the Islamic regime in Iran? There is no internet in Iran as we speak right now. The Islamic authorities admitted to shutting it down because they don't want the world to see the truth, that they are oppressing the Iranian people. They are executing protesters, jailing journalists, and beating women who do not follow the strict Sharia law. If you're watching this video, it's not by coincidence, as I'm not promoting or pushing it. So please continue watching and make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel to stay connected to the real news, not the ones that the mainstream media is telling you. Let's start from the top. Iran's president, or in better words, the dictator Raisi, was invited to New York City to speak to the world at the UN General Assembly. Make no mistake, this is on the Biden administration that allowed it. When he was invited to take the floor and speak, Israel's ambassador to the UN was one of the few that left. Most of the representatives stayed and listened out of respect to the dictator. Absolutely disgusting. And I'll tell you why. Iranian people are right now fighting for their basic freedom of expression, for their human rights. And what does the West do? Allow the dictator that takes away the rights of Iranians to have his own freedom of expression. Since the Islamic Revolution in 1979, women in Iran have been required to wear a hijab and a long clothing that covers their body from neck to toe. And what happens to women that refuse to do that? Well, look at what happened to Masha Amini, who was beaten by the moral security police. She went into coma and then died. She was literally murdered because of her hair. This caused massive protests to erupt in Iran because the Iranian people said enough is enough. We have no hope, no future, no money. We have nothing to lose, so they are currently in the streets fighting against this radical Islamic regime with one goal: to topple the dictators, free their country from the grip of their oppressors. These are the real feminists, the superheroes of our times, not Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and the other hypocrites who claim to be feminists. The Iranian women risk their lives and take their hijabs off. Iranian people are fighting because they know how dangerous this regime is. This regime has ambitions to not only conquer the Middle East, but also establish its radical Shia authority worldwide. And what does your leaders do about it? What does the world do in response to that? Nothing. Except for whom? Israel. Israel is currently the only country that fights the Islamic regime directly and also indirectly, using cyber attacks on their nuclear facilities and more, airstrikes on targets in Syria, and countering their proxy Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Islamic regime in Iran has money, let's be honest, but they would rather spend it on terror activities in Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Yemen, and Gaza, anywhere except for the Iranian people. Invest in the Iranian people that have no food, no clean water, no nothing. And that's why Iranians are rising up and fighting. But I don't see anyone else taking action. No condemnation from the UN. I mean, they literally invited Raisi or any other human rights organization. But I promise you that if these victims were Palestinian, the whole world would be on its feet marching in solidarity with them. But here, it's only Iranian people. Much like when Israelis or Jews experience anti-Semitic attacks. Our lives don't matter to them. These double standards and hypocrisy are outrageous. And as an Israeli, I will never stop standing with the Iranian people for peace and freedom. I hope you would too, because this time they really need us.